video if I was cooking. Now this is tilapia fish. I cut it up, seasoned it, and then put it in the oven until it was pretty much very dry, because I'm going to be making just some light soup. So there's tilapia, looking all nice. There we go. There's tilapia. Okay, that's a typical, pretty much a typical fish that most of the Ghanaians use. And here I have 2 medium-sized, or kind of medium-sized tomatoes. It's plum tomatoes. You can use any one you like. And this is half of a large onion, and that is Jamaican pepper. I'm using just 1 Jamaican pepper right now. Normally I'd use more, but this is actually a smaller pot than it looks. It's a small pot because I'm making a small soup. So after this gets soft, then you've got to blend them. And anyway, I'll show you. Okay, I'm about to blend the boiling tomatoes and onions and the pepper. You can, since I am making fish soup, there's not really any base, like I can't put the fish in there, and that's usually what you do when you're using meat. So I'm just putting the tomatoes, the onions, and the pepper in here, and I'm going to blend it up and just leave this little water on fire. You can actually put, half full of the pot of water, and then, boil the tomatoes and the onions. But anyway, this is pretty much just the base. Tomato, onion, and pepper if you wish. I like pepper, so now I'm going to boil it. What's going on over here is different. I've already started that long ago, so I can't explain this one to you, but it's just a little bit of some turkey stew that I'm making. Leftover turkey. That one is not part of it, so you can ignore that. And here I'm going to blend this until it's very well blended, and then I'll pour it back into that water. You can also put the Maggie. This is pretty much the main ingredient. This Maggie, this is actually shrimp Maggie. So I'm going to only put this probably after it boils for a while, not right now. But that's another way of doing it. You can just go ahead and put it in here right away and let it dissolve, but it really doesn't matter when you put it. So now what's left over in the blender, you're going to wash it into that, but you're not going to throw out the water. Okay, so you're just going to rinse it in, because you need all that flavor, so that the soup is not so watery. You're gonna pour this in here. There you go. And you can just keep adding a little bit of more water. Don't fill it up all the way, but close is enough. And with this, since the fish is not in yet, you shouldn't fill it up too much, because you don't really know how much it's going to fill up when you put the fish in. So it's better, if you just make it half. Now I'm going to let this boil. I can go ahead and put the Maggie cubes inside if I want to. It really, like I said, does not matter when you do put the Maggie cube in. But I always do like to put it in before any meat or fish goes in there. Otherwise, if you put the meat into a bland soup, or if it's uncooked meat and you put it in there, that's different. But if it's something that's cooked and dried like this, these are already seasoned. So it's best if you flavor up the soup before you put the fish in. but don't flavor it up too much. You have to flavor it up just a little bit. So 1 Maggie cube will do, and then once you get the fish in there, get it going, boiling a little bit, then you can, take the first and add more ingredients, since the fish itself already has ingredients in it. You don't want it to end up being salty. So I'll just let this, boil for a while. When it seems like it is almost done, then you put the fish in, because the fish is already done. And when you're making fish soup, it doesn't even really matter if the fish is fresh. If the fish is fresh, you still have to put it in when this has boiled for a little while. So because fish kind of gets done very quickly, so you don't want it to end up being way too soft, and for all the meat to break up inside the soup. It's not too cute. So when it boils up, I'm going to put the tomato paste in there. This is a small tomato paste. I use about, since I'm making a small soup, I'm just going to use about half of the small tomato paste, and put the Maggie cube in there. Okay, so as you can see, boiling up. So I'm going to take some of the tomato paste. Pretty much I'll use the rest of it. It's about half in there in the small can of tomato paste. If you want measurements, this is like two and a half large tablespoons. So you just get the tomato paste in there. You can also use tomato sauce. If it's tomato sauce, a small can of it, you just use the whole thing in a medium-sized pot. So pretty much I have put the Maggie cube in there and the tomato paste. I'll still let it boil for a while. It's going to thicken up a little bit. And once I put these fishes in there, I'm not using all of it, just a little bit. The level of the soup is going to become more, and it will get thicker because of all the flavoring and a little bit of the fat from the fish. Now this fish, what I did, the tilapia fish, I had it in the oven yesterday night for maybe some hour or two, something like that, and turned off the oven, and I left it overnight with the oven turned off, and just left it like that. The reason why I did that is to get it dry the way it is right now. That's how you get your fish dried. So that's it. That's a tip for making it dry. Just leave it in the oven overnight after it has already been baked, and then you can use it for the soup the next day. So that's it. Okay, see how it looks a little bit different? Yep. It's almost kind of getting done enough to put the fish in there. And right now I'm going to put a little bit of adobo. That's another good secret also, a little bit of adobo. I put 2 Maggie cubes in there. And a little bit of adobo. And now I'm going to go ahead and soak the fish in there. Okay. I'm not going to use all of it. Like I told you, I'm just making a little bit of soup, not too much. The fish, pretty much what is left over, we can just use it to eat some konkonte and shito. Either you can have it with shito or fresh pepper, which is the tomatoes, onions, and Jamaican pepper. You just blend them. Don't worry, it's all going to soak in there. They're all going to dry. They're hard, so that's the reason why it's kind of they're all going to soften up. got 4 left. So I'm going to let that go ahead and boil. I will cover it up and just leave it. I'll use your own discretion upon what is done. To me, when it's done, like, see these foams that you see here, they will kind of disappear. They're not going to all disappear, but they'll kind of disappear. When it's not done, how you can tell that your soup is not really done, when it has cooled down and everything, and then what you see is like a level of, it looks kind of watery on the top. That's when you know it really didn't boil enough. But also another thing, you can turn this into peanut butter soup, which is very easy. All you have to do is you make the soup just like this, and you take like maybe 2 big tablespoons of peanut butter in a separate little pan with a little bit of water, and just stir and stir for maybe just 3 to 5 minutes until it's nice and smooth, and then you pour it into the soup, and that's how you make peanut soup. It's just that easy. So that's it. Bye. Well, I'll come back.